One way to separate a mixture is by magnetic attraction. This only works if you have something in the mixture that is ferromagnetic, or something that will be attracted to a magnet. In this beaker, there's a mixture of paper and some iron. And we can separate this using a magnet. We'll dump it into this weighing dish. And we can use a magnet to help take out some of that iron. And we can place that iron in another dish. Now you might notice that when we do this, sometimes pieces of the other parts of the mixture come up with it. We can try to take some of that out, or you can shake it a little bit, and that'll get some of it out too. But we want to take this, and then we can put this into our other dish. And in this way, we can get a pretty good separation of magnets. And we might need to do it more than once to make sure we get all of it. Again, notice there's a couple pieces of paper on here, and we can take those off, and we can remove the rest of this. If any other pieces get in here, we can put them back, and we can repeat this process until we're satisfied we have the majority of the magnetic material, the iron, into one dish, and in the other dish we only have the paper left. And we managed to separate then the mixture of iron and paper. Another way to separate a mixture is by filtration. Filtration separates a mixture by size. Here I have a mixture of water and some gravel. And we're going to use a filter to separate the two out. Here's a piece of filter paper. You start by folding this in half. Fold it in half again. Finding an end flap, opening it up. Now it looks kind of like a coffee filter, and we're going to put that in our funnel. And below the funnel we have another beaker to catch the water that goes through. We can now take this, we can pour it in. Now you notice there's some still in here. We can continue to rinse this out if we want, if we really need to get all of whatever that material is. Alright. We want to try to get as much of that out as we can. And another way to do this is you can take a pipette and you can turn this over and you can spray the pipette in here to rinse out everything that's in there to make sure we get all of that gravel out to filter it through. That's how we separate a mixture using filtration. Separate a mixture using evaporation. First, we're going to make a mixture of sugar and water. Just going to put some sugar in here. Okay, then we'll stir this up. Alright, and most of the sugar should dissolve. Now, how are we going to get this sugar back out of solution? Well, the sugar didn't actually go anywhere. It's still in solution. And we can get it back out of solution by evaporating the water away. Right now we have a solution. The sugar is dissolved in it. All we have to do now is put this on a hot plate, and we'll wait for all the water to evaporate and we'll be left with just sugar. After all the water boils off, you're left with just the sugar again. In this case, sugar starts to caramelize when the water's been boiled off, and it looks different, but it's still sugar. It's more like sugar candy at this point versus granules of sugar. But we have now separated the water back out of the water.